In this video, I am going to take 5 interview questions and tell you how not to answer them. Let's try to understand in detail. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Aman and you are watching Unfold Data Science. I am a data scientist based out of UK creating content on AI, ML and data science. If you are new to the channel, please consider pressing the subscribe button and you are going to get lovely videos like this. Let's start guys with the first question. So the first question which the interviewer can ask you and you may go wrong there is a simple thing saying, why did you use a particular model? A very simple thing to understand, which model did you use? I have taken my notes here because all these I am talking from my experience. What model did you use? Now, a not good answer of this, a not right answer for this would be something like, I used TensorFlow and I used a complex neural network model where I implemented dropout layer, I implemented some regularization, I implemented some these number of neurons, these number of input layer, these number of outputs. All these things you no need to talk when somebody is asking you which model did you use. You have to simply tell that person, I used CNN and CNN tend to do good with the image data. By using CNN, I started to see an improvement in the accuracy by X%, hence I stayed with CNN. What I am trying to do here is, I am trying to keep it simple. Sometimes simplicity is the key. Just keep it simple. When somebody is telling you which model did you use, maybe that person is not that interested in all your details of what was inside. High level, if the person is interested, go inside. Otherwise, keep it simple. Second question, what I am trying to say here is, what tool did you use for your analysis or your work? In this context, right, many people make a mistake like, I used Python for language, I used TensorFlow and XYZ package, I used GitHub for code versioning, I used Airflow for orchestration, I used some ML flow for monitoring, I use this for that, Dockers for this. No need of mentioning all these things when somebody tells you what tool did you use to build the model. Maybe the person is not from programming background, maybe the person is not from technology background altogether. So why you need to go in all these details, right? You can simply say that, okay, I primarily used Python with some packages such as ABC packages and I got the good result. I was able to improve the accuracy of the model, or I was improved, talk in the terms of business more. I was able to improve the maybe churn rate, reduce the churn rate by 10% by using this technology, these tools. If the person is interested in you to talk more, he or she will ask you to go deeper. Otherwise, no need to go deeper. Just try to talk less in terms of technology in the first go and more in terms of business benefit in the first go. I am talking about first time when they are asked. If they want to go in detail, obviously be ready for that. But first time when they are asking, no need to go into much detail. Third question that you should keep in mind and how you should not answer that is, why did you use this model? Why not some other model? So this is one of my favorite question as well. Why did you use random forest? Why not decision trees? Why did you use regression? Why not a neural network? Why did you use logistic regression? Why not, let's say, some other classifier? Here also, don't say that I was getting a good results, I was getting a fast result, I was getting good accuracy, I was getting this, that. You should always try to explain in terms of what is that we are trying to achieve. Are we trying to achieve better accuracy? Are we trying to achieve better interpretation? What is that as business we are trying to achieve? And your answers should sync with what you are trying to do. For example, if model interpretation is my target, if model interpretation is my intention, my objective, I will simply say whichever model gives me good interpretation, I will use that. For example, basic regression models or maybe basic decision trees, things like that. If I am looking for higher accuracy, if business is looking for that, I will go for advanced models. So never say that I used TensorFlow because it was easy to implement. I used TensorFlow because it was fast to do a thing. Always talk in terms of how your intention of using that model translates and marries to the intent. What is the intent of the business? It should marry to that. Okay. Now, if you are liking these kind of explanations, guys, please consider pressing the like. And on this weekend, right, today I am shooting this video on 15/10/2024, that is 15th October. On this weekend, on this Sunday, right, whichever is the next Sunday, I normally do a live quiz on the Unfold Data Science channel. This weekend when I do the quiz, right, I'll bring in more on these questions, how you should talk, how you should not talk. It really creates a bad impression when you talk something which as an interviewer I don't want to hear. Okay, so I plan to put more of these questions, maybe 15-20 in this weekend live quiz. Please come there live and we can discuss live there. Meanwhile, I'll talk about two more questions. One is, do not ignore when somebody is trying to judge your soft skills. So how can I judge your soft skills? For example, I will ask you a simple question. Tell me a situation where you faced a conflict at work and how did you resolve it? A very simple thing to hear, a very simple question to sound, right? Tell me one situation when you faced a conflict and tell me how did you resolve it. As an interviewer, what I am interested in listening is your soft skills, your ability to work in a team, your ability to coordinate, communicate and be effective. At the moment this type of question comes, right, be prepared with this type of answers. Don't be like unprepared. So I will give you one sample answer what we can give here. A sample answer could be, yeah, I remember a situation where me and one of my teammates were in disagreement on what should be the right story, right data story that should be presented to the stakeholders and what should be the flow of our charts or diagrams. What we did is, both of us went to the meeting room. We just booked the meeting room for a couple of hours. We used the whiteboard marker. We just put all the positives and negatives about both of our approaches, and what we came together was a hybrid approach for which included both of our points in that, the good points from both the parties. So this way, from an open conversation, from an open mind, from a long discussion, you are showing your teamwork, you are showing your ability to learn from others, and you are showing how you are able to resolve the conflict by taking the leadership. So these kind of answers you should give when somebody is trying to check your leadership qualities, soft skills, communication, collaboration, teamwork, etc. One more question what I want to discuss here is, the last thing that interviewer can ask you is, do you have any question for me? At this point, don't be unprepared. So being unprepared is the biggest mistake some people make, is indirectly asking whether I am selected or not selected. Indirectly asking what is the feedback for me. Don't do that. Simply ask a genuine question. Simply ask something that makes sense. Simply ask something that looks real and genuine. What could be the examples of this? Suppose I am attending an interview for a bank, right? I can ask to the bank that nowadays there is a lot of talks on Gen AI space. So with all the regulations, with all the data privacy, with all the security protocols, with all the data breach governance, how banks or finance industry or your particular organization is trying to leverage Gen AI or trying to implement something in the Gen AI space. This looks genuine, this looks real, and this looks like you are interested in that organization. Something similar you can ask is, for example, if you are interviewing for any bank, you can say, what kind of tech stacks are there in your team or your broader team in which you are working, right? So whether it is more of the cloud technologies we are working or on-prem things we are using, what kind of things you are using for orchestration, what kind of things you are using for pipelines, what kind of things you are using for code version management. These kind of things we can ask which may look slight genuine, slight it should show that you are interested in that organization, right? These might sound like a very simple explanation, guys, but if you are not prepared and if you do not understand the intent of why something is being asked to you, right, you are bound to make mistakes. And that is where I am bringing these topics to you. As said, this weekend, today is 15/10, whatever is this weekend you can compute. On that weekend, I'll 1 p.m. on Unprepared Data Science, 1 p.m. UK time, 5:30 India time, PM, Sunday. I will be live and I will bring you more of these questions and how not to answer them, okay? Meanwhile, wherever you are, if you like this video, please give a like. Please consider subscribing to Unprepared Data Science. See you all in next video wherever you are. Stay safe and take care.